Sevako, fellow armchair Imagineers. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong franchise. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Jacob Lyle, too.
And a little trailer just dropped, a wee little trailer for The Mandalorian Season 3. We got a smaller trailer a few months ago. It didn't really have too much. It was more of a tone setter. This is the full trailer, and we're breaking it down. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna go shot by shot and be like, hey, look at that cool thing. Look at that cool thing. That's exactly what we're gonna do. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. All right.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right. Anyone have any kind of first impression thoughts on the trailer before we get into it?
Dragon?
Now, why don't you go first?
Because I said your name first.
He's got you there.
Anyway. Yeah, Yes. No, I was looking very forward to this. Again, I hate the way these these Super Bowl not Super Bowl, these kind of football game timed trailers work. There's a lot of guesstimating on our part, but aside from that, this is very much they're keeping the good stuff under lock and key. It seems, and it's kind of almost like a game of like, oh, where's Giancarlo? Where is he? He's gonna pop up in there. But no,
No, he really didn't at all. He's too busy colliding.
I'm not saying it's like we're actively looking for him. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. He's kind of hyped up like more Mando, so he's going to pop up in there somewhere. Yes,
we did see Carl Weathers though.
We did though. Yes, good old Carl Weathers.
He was looking really regal.
Oh, yeah, he's in his accessorizing. He's kind of peacocking as he's known to do. He's But he's this season very much is going to be the self-discovery season, as I'm kind of anticipating, and it's very much what this trailer is kind of put forward. And I think the question with this season, based on this, is going to be not so much how story focused are we going to be, but we have a very direct goal this season. But then again, you could have said the same about season 2 of Mando. Get the kid to a Jedi, which took the whole season, and not really, aside from the shipbreak. Aside from just the subplot of like, oh, what's going to happen to this poor, magnificent ship next? And, after the journey there, I mean, not really many, side quests in between, like we had in the first season with like, we're just going to go to, we're going to stop off in Tatooine because Star Wars, why not? So here's the question of like, how much tunnel vision we're going to have and going to Mandalore and seeing what happens next. So it's going to be interesting.
Jacob?
Unfortunately, I've only seen this trailer once because I only saw it like immediately before I had to come on to here in the first place. But from what I saw and what I can gather from it, it looks like it's continuing the adventures of our favorite father-son duo in the Star Wars universe. I mean, that's basically what they are at this point, right?
Mando and son.
Oh, God.
Mando and son.
My green son.
I mean, you guys are joking, but that's essentially what it is at this point.
No, it is, yeah.
So yeah.
So while Jacob was graciously making our thumbnail, I was rewatching the trailer a couple times. So thank you, Jacob. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I gotta say, I'm happy with the trailer. With season 3, my one big hesitation with Mando is Dragon. I'm sorry, I know you don't agree, Jacob. I don't think we've talked about your feelings on Andor on air. I don't know how you feel about Andor, but
I don't feel anything about Andor because I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
that's what I imagine.
But for my money, I think I don't know. I know that Dragon. I know you're not the biggest Andor fan, but I've actually been rewatching it with my dad, and I like The Mandalorian a lot. I really do. I'm not saying it's a bad show. It's really fun. I honestly think Andor kind of blows it out of the water a little bit, just in the storytelling department. More than anything else. But so my real hope for this season is going to be I really do hope it is more singularly focused than season 2, because I enjoyed the season 2, like, getting like Boba Fett coming back was awesome. Unfortunately, we kind of squandered that a little bit now.
But they didn't run that show though. It wasn't.
But I just feel like season 2, it's like all the stuff that was really cool about season 2, we kind of have already followed up on a lot. Like, we've seen Luke again, we've seen Ahsoka again. Season 2, for a lot of it, was mostly just like, hey, let's catch up on these cool fan favorite characters. And it was cool, like I like me some Cobb Vanth. I know he's sitting in that bantha tank waiting for the
Bacta tank.
I'm sorry, I'm never gonna get it right.
You can't ride a Bacta tank.
You're not supposed to. He's just sitting in that tank waiting for the Chronicle of Cobb Vanth, where he's gonna spend half of it in that tank having flashbacks.
Hi, Mando, I'm a cyborg now. Don't I look cool?
But so I really hope that Bo-Katan being in this season is just, it obviously makes sense, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's like one of the main, not antagonists, but one of the main people against Mando here.
She'll be in opposition towards him, most likely.
For sure. So I'm just really hoping that this doesn't just become, the Dave Filoni verse in live action, which is cool. That there's a cool quality to that.
Don't say like it's a bad thing.
Well, I think Book of Boba Fett taught us that it's not always a great thing.
Well, again, that wasn't Filoni in charge of that, though.
No, you're right. But I'm saying they kind of squandered one really big Filoni character in that show.
Yeah, he's probably not dead.
Right.
It actually kind of reminds me. Didn't actually see the dark saber in this trailer.
Yeah, okay, you know what's funny about that, Dragon? I assume that you've had the same thing, because I'm assuming that Dragon and I were both refreshing. Dragon, did you see the fake thumbnail with the obviously fake trailer with Baby Yoda holding the dark saber?
If there's anything I hate more on YouTube than anything else, I hate screen culture and especially emergency awesome. I despise the emergency awesome, because they always have the fake headlines and the fake trailer stuff, and it's all the misleads. Can't stand them.
Oh man! All right. Okay, so yeah, with that in mind, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. I'm just going to go ahead and do the screen share.
And we do have a comment from Sonia Pantoja.
Yeah, sure.
She says she's excited for season 3, also excited for her sister's birthday, 16th birthday on the 24th of February.
Right on.
Happy early birthday, Dorothy.
Kind of correlates a little bit to Mando, because it's dropping on March 1st, so kind of in the birthday week, I guess. Okay. Let's do it. Dragon, really quick, I forget, do we do closed captions on these or not?
Usually, yes.
Usually? Okay, just making sure.
We should also probably mute it.
Oh my god, you're totally right. Jesus. Thank you for that.
Since we won't be able to listen to it, we're going to say, if this is Ludwig Göransson, he's firing on all cylinders again.
Oh, yeah. Glory!
Okay, so I mean, right off the bat, we're seeing just a lot more actual Mandalorian action in this season. And I think the actual Mandalorian culture is hopefully going to be at the forefront in season 3.
Well, we are going to Mandalore, so what track?
Of course. I like I'm digging all the different colors of the helmets.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So it seems to me, Mando, because we have two conflicting things going on here with Mando's arc, which is interesting, where Mando, technically, with the Darksaber, I'm not saying this makes him like king or anything, but he is essentially in a leadership position with that Darksaber, yet excommunicated and disgraced Mando because of the whole helmet thing. So it's an interesting kind of dichotomy going on there with what he's aiming to do. So I don't know if this is after he's kind of gotten over that hump or what, with kind of the assemblage of the Mandos, or potentially leading the Mandalorians.
The question is, like, does the fact that he holds the Darksaber supersede that?
That's the question.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And of course, there's a fancy new ship that he got in the Mandalorian season 2.5. We all loved the Mandalorian season 2.5, didn't we, guys?
Why can't we just look at, like, we had 2 really good episodes of
I'm
Mando
sorry,
and
I'm
Boba Fett
sorry,
that
I'm
shouldn't have
being
been
petty.
there.
I'm
but
being
they were-
petty. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Now, to indulge my associate's crass comments, it does beg the question: how much of we have a line in here? We see the armor, which feels kind of stock footage. I wonder how much of that's like a kind of going to be a recap of for anyone who did not watch Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious how much of an exposition dump of Book of Boba Fett stuff we're gonna get at the start of the season.
Although I don't remember this particular scene where he's just like holding on to Grogu like that.
Well, he kind of does that a lot in the ship when he's not in like the little.
Yeah,
I
this is
know.
like a very
cockpit thing.
standard, just like
And I just like
Mando. I think this kind of.
Mando and son.
Aw.
Oh, oh my God! Seriously, look at that! Jesus Christ!
The way Grogu just looks up at him.
Oh my God!
That's what the letter T looks like.
Oh, shit.
This episode of Mandalorian is brought to you by the letter T.
It's always brought by the letter T.
Okay, so I feel like there's just kind of like, like this is definitely not Andor because they are very much playing into the Star Wars, not necessarily member berries, but kind of playing into the iconography more than Andor did.
I'm pretty sure this is Navarro. Just the cleaned up Navarro.
Sure. So I'm saying, you got that 3PO looking droid there, and then this motherfucker.
Now, this is kind of a cute little thing about this. So just to show you how well Grief Karg has done leading Navarro, we saw not specifically Salacious Crumb, a little species.
No, this is not. I doubt this is actually the Salacious Crumb. I know.
My point is, whatever the species that Salacious Crumb is, we saw those guys like in cages about to be eaten, and now they're wandering free.
Sorry, hold on.
They're calling us on phones.
My mother knows that I do podcasts at 7:00. And
anyway. The point being, it's like a little visual leadership. These things are better on Navarro. We're not eating these things.
This is like one of the prime pieces of Disney Park merch I desperately want, but have not been able to get my hands on yet.
Tree lizard?
Yeah, one of the I don't know if you've seen them, Jacob. They're the little shoulder puppets that they sell at Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right.
I should get one of those, and you should be like a parrot on his shoulder.
No, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
Kind of like the Banshees that they have.
Okay, is that a gold like C3O droid or 3PO droid?
Well, I mean, I think honestly,
I know it's not the 3PO, but
it does look like a protocol droid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably a protocol droid. I can't tell if they've altered the head shapes on all the kind of protocol droid-esque characters. I'm not sure because they've been in the distance for all these trailer shots.
Yeah. All right. So Carl Weathers looking very regal, as we already said.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we should probably talk about this briefly. If I understand correctly, Jacob, I guess tell me if I'm wrong here. Pascal, he's either because he was busy or because of some disputes. He's not. We're not going to see him on. He's purely voice in this season.
I don't think it's because of disputes. I think it's because he was busy with other projects, mainly filming The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the reason. I think some people have before that. I think before he could mention he was in The Last of Us, some people speculate he wants out and like, oh, why is he wanting?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Grace from Beyond the Trailers was like, she really ran a hit piece on that whole thing, and it turned out to be nothing.
So it's most likely just the whole Last of Us thing.
I guess as far as I know, I mean, I guess there could be more NDA stuff that obviously we're not aware of, but I said basically he was big because obviously previously Mando was able to be filmed without him being present on set.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I think that's what they did for this season, and because he was physically filming The Last of Us, which is filmed a ways away from Mando, so he couldn't physically be there.
Yeah.
By the way, I watched episode 1 of The Last of Us last night. Dragon, certainly not your thing. It's very horror-centric, of course, but Pedro Pascal is doing a really great job, man. He's, I was really impressed how much of a good Southern Texas drawl he had in that show.
He does Narcos, Tiki, on the regular, so he's kind of,
I've never actually watched Narcos, so I don't know what he's like on that show. But anyways, okay, so yeah, let's go forward here.
But what is this? Does this ship have a name or?
I imagine it will. I imagine he will name it.
I think it hasn't. I don't think it has
yet.
I don't think it has a name yet. Right now, I think it's just the Naboo fighter.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. It's just totally just the Naboo ship. Totally.
Because it's definitely not Razor Crest.
Yeah.
No.
Seriously, it's just a moment aside. I miss that thing so much.
We all do, Dragon. We all do.
I got my Christmas ornament and everything with it, where you push the Razor button on the Razor Crest, it plays the Mandalorian theme. It's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right.
Anyway.
Dragon and his toys.
So this feels very stock to me. Just like, okay, well, we need to expose it for the kids,
yeah,
like what he's doing there. And like, oh, then the kid's going to look at them, so we're going to distract ourselves from the reused footage.
Right, totally. I do like the idea of him going back to Mandalore specifically to kind of clear his name, though. I think that's a good kind of hook.
Well, again, the whole premise of the show is just kind of summed up in that he's going to Mandalore to essentially, go. He's going to go to, I think it's like not the Trail of Tears, but it's like there's like some springs on Mandalore. He's essentially kind of almost like rebaptize himself in, but like the well ran dry, so that's going to be the challenge. So it's kind of seemingly a fool's errand, but he's going to go there to essentially redeem himself and erase the fact they took his helmet off. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and again, I think along the way we're gonna solve the thing that we really put forward in season 2, that there are two kind of splinters of Mando culture that he's gonna have to decide where he's gonna come down on. Where again, you have the people who can take their mask off, like Bo-Katan, and you have the Death Watch Mandalorians who are very old school, and that's where Din Djarin comes from.
Sure.
It's an offshoot of.
And where the armor is too.
Yeah.
I just want to point out this droid looks a lot like the droid that is on the ride vehicle on Rise of the Resistance.
Jacob, that's not Chopper, right? That can't possibly be.
I don't think that's Chopper, because Chopper's orange.
Yeah, it's kind of nighttime. It's years, and then it's kind of night. Wait, I think you're right. It's not Chopper.
Yeah, Chopper's usually has a lot of orange stuff on him, and I don't think that's an astromech droid either.
Let's think. Chopper's not. I mean, Chopper has like a little more angular, kind of like the top of the head of this thing. I could have sworn, but I think you're right. It's not. It's just some droid, but yeah.
And then, I mean, it'd be pretty neat if it was.
Oh yeah. You gotta remember, we are.
Sorry, go ahead.
we are entering kind of the Rebel space this year with the Star Wars stuff between this and Ahsoka. We're entering Rebels big time, and this the speculation is that Thrawn might be in this thing. In kind of like a cross-promotional thing between Ahsoka and this, because so far they've cross-promoted these Star Wars shows together, because you have Boba Fett showing up in Season 2 of Mando. At the end, we set up his show, then, of course, by proxy, Mando essentially steals Boba Fett's show from F1. And we set up the Ahsoka show, and vice versa. So I don't know. We could have.
I don't know. Maybe. I think Ezra Bridger's been officially been cast. I think, but.
Oh no, yeah, he's been cast, and so is Thrawn. It's the question if they might pop up in things other than just Ahsoka.
Oh, we have a comment from Brittany Hamilton who says, "I'm just curious if they showed a group of Jedi. Wondering if this is a memory or just something from
that's stock footage, Brittany. That's something they pulled from season 2.
Wait, are you serious?
Wait, what are you talking
about? The Jedi stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's BS.
Wait. What are you asking?
Well, Wait, when did we see a bunch of Jedis in season 2?
Well, they're coming up, Tiki. Well, what do you mean, when did we see them in season 2?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched season 2.
Well, I'm sorry, not season 2. In Book of Boba Fett, there is the moment where Grogu is thinking back to Luke is doing the meditation session with him, and he flashes back to
okay, so you're saying Mandalorian 2.5. Sorry.
No, the Book of Boba Fett.
Anyway.
Boba Fett, where?
Anyway, little Pele. So we have Pele here. So this is what I'm talking about with the pace of the season, which has me not concerned but curious. Where we are, again, we have very direct things set up in Book of Boba Fett. Okay, he's going to go to Mandalore, and he's going to do the redemption thing. But he's stopping by Tatooine, and he's stopping by Navarro. So he's making some pit stops.
I wonder why he's stopping by Tatooine again.
Well, I assume it's something to do with the ship that only she can do, but
I mean, no, I know the plot reason, but I'm just saying, like, is this just kind of like an Amy Sedaris, like, has to be at every season kind of deal? Because the man just got the ship. It feels a little redundant to be going
well,
back.
Tiki, that lends to my point, though. It's the question of, so yeah, we are making a number of pit stops, it seems, for a very direct flight, where a Jedi, at least, we have no idea how to find a Jedi. That one makes sense for why we're kind of finding ourselves a little bit along the way. This, on the other hand, is like again, like we have a very direct location, which you have to imagine people know how to get the Mandalore. I can't remember if it was a really hidden location or not. It's just like a not so visited location because of all the bad stuff.
Oh god, it's gonna be like that one planet from the Rise of Skywalker where it's like we need the ridiculously overcomplicated.
Yeah, we're going to Exegol. Going to Exegol, and we need like the little kind of
Oh my God.
like Rubik's cube things to find. No, not Rubik's cube, but yeah. We need like the Wayfinder thing.
I still think that damn compass triangle, fucking whatever it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Star. Oh man, that was some shit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
Let's get a move on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Because we have 37 people watching.
Wait, are you serious?
Yep.
Oh my god! Wow. Holy shit! That might be the most people we've ever had watching at one time. Wow. So
anyway, you know how we celebrate this? Fireworks right there. The baby's seeing some fireworks.
March 1st.
March 1st.
I doubt this is the case, but the fireworks kind of make me wonder if it's the same festival that we saw on Andor.
I doubt that, considering Andor takes place in the Rebellion, and this takes place after the Empire falls.
No, I know, but that festival wasn't like it was like an actual, if I remember correctly, it was an actual like cosmic event that happened, I think, every 7 years or something like that.
I don't know.
I doubt it's the case.
I think it's just they're blowing stuff up and it looks like fireworks. That's really what I think it is.
Or they're using
like actual fireworks.
Or they're pulling a Mulan and using fireworks to attack with.
That's what I think. Yeah. All right, so we have Captain Carson Teva here, and this guy is the guy who's kind of developed a bit of a rapport with Mando. He's the rebel pilot guy. I'm sorry, this is important right here. This guy.
Okay, I hate to say it, I really hate to see it, but we have one shot at this guy, and he's very much giving me like a Fox News, like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh kind of vibe, just with the beard and him like looking up.
Well, you know who he is, don't you?
Who?
That's Dr. Pershing from the first season. So this guy's been a run. We've established this guy's important. He's the one who's in charge of. He was the one experimenting on the baby. He was experimenting on Grogu.
Oh right, okay. I'm sorry.
So,
it's been forever since I watched season 1.
I can't remember if he popped up in season 2 when we went to that base or not. I don't think he did. But regardless, Dr. Pershing. Now here's the thing I get from seeing Pershing pop up here. Dr. Pershing being connected with, he was running tests. I think we're going to solve the mystery of like what the heck he was doing to Grogu here and potentially explain. I don't know if we're going to officially fill the gap or not. Like, are we segueing to making the Snoke clones and everything for the first store? Like, we're going to continue the whole building the first store thing, or we're going to not touch that with a 10-foot pole? Because so far they've been. That's been the question. People, Luke being back in the frame, and like, are we going to like say that? Yeah, are we going to just play it like it probably should be played? Yeah, it happens. The first story gets formed, and then Luke, he does his thing, and Grogu's not with him, which is why all the stuff happens. And Kylo Ren, etc.
All right, so tell us about this guy, Jonathan.
So this is Teva. This is the other guy. I believe he's from the show Kim's Convenience, which I do not watch, but he's been in it from the beginning. I think from the beginning as well, because I think he was one of the pilots in. I know he's been in there since season 2 when we had the Peyton Reed episode when they're on the Spider Planet. Yes, the idea, he's had his run-ins with Mando. He just kind of has these recurring run-ins, and seemingly he's actually having an extended conversation with the guy this time versus like chasing him in space or like, I'm just going to leave you here to freeze. Yeah. So
wait, was he the? Was he the guy who was in the X-Wing that rescued Mando?
What? Well, yeah, he could have rescued him, but he's kind of left him there. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay, I gotcha. All right.
Yep, that's basically.
Crap.
Mandalorian helmets.
Okay, now this is actually a pretty intriguing shot because like, even if we're not going to show Pedro Pascal, like, this shot on its own shows that at some point during the season, Mando is going to take off his helmet.
Well, remember, T, there might be a whole bunch of help. I'm going, Jacob. Tell him.
We do have a comment from Raheem's World saying, I believe that is Mon Mothma he was talking to when he said there's something dangerous out there, and if we don't act now, it'll be too late.
Ooh, if they do work Mon Mothma into the show,
Well,
that'd be
this is
cool.
This would be a touch. Would be a touch on like what the heck Mon Mothma's been up to since Return of the
Totally,
Jedi.
totally, yeah.
Anyway, of course, she's definitely built the following since Andor.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even admit she wasn't one of the more compelling parts of Andor. No, I know, Dragon, I know, but I don't think she was bad. I just think out of all the plot lines, she was probably the one where it's like, you know, if I'm rewatching it with my dad, I'm like, and there's a Mon Mothma scene. Time to go microwave something.
I'm down for Mon Mothma, just so long as it's not like, we're seeing her fledgling marriage. That's what I want.
I hear you. I hear you.
Regardless, to the helmet shot, I don't. You might be right, Tiki, but also if they're on Mandalore, you could always have like dead Mandalorians and just other helmets there, so it's entirely possible.
It looks like it's somebody holding a helmet, though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying it could be.
Oh, you're thinking he's holding like someone else's helmet.
Yes, someone else's helmet. That helmet looks a little small, don't you think? Look at it compared to.
It kind of, but it does have kind of like the same visor as him.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I mean, you might be right, but yeah,
because even the Mandalorians do have slightly different visors.
Yeah, but not all of them though.
It could be from the same clan though.
I mean, honestly, Dragon, the one thing that does kind of lead to your theory is the fact that this helmet does look pretty worse for wear.
Yeah, it's a little aged, don't you think?
Right. So I could see that. Right.
Grogu.
Okay, so this shot is from frickin' Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's you can tell if you hold it there. See, right at the very least,
that's really disappointing that they just like throw a shot like that in from a previous season just to kind of like toy with us. I mean,
it is possible.
I think that's a little disingenuous. I really do.
It is possible. We are just we saw a snippet of it in Book of Boba Fett. It's possible we see the full. It's possible we're seeing the full scene here that we teased up in Book of Boba Fett. I mean, it might not be all bad, but regardless, it is seemingly just him thinking back again to essentially the same. This is Grogu being getting away during the purge.
Right. It's just like it's arguably one of the more tantalizing shots of the whole trailer until you realize that it's from Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
I said we didn't see all of it in Boba Fett, so we might see more of it here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the TIE fighters going after the Razor Crest 2.0.
So this is kind of cool. It's the fact that we have not seen him. We've seen him race around and kind of like essentially evade space cops.
Basically, in the video game tutorial scene, as I like to call it.
Yeah, we have not seen him in a battle situation with this thing quite yet. I don't think.
Up to 56 people, guys.
Oh my God! Wow, that's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, let's not let's focus on these stars right now.
Yes, I'm sorry. Hang on, kid.
Okay,
this is a fun.
Here is actually really, really intriguing to me.
This looks great for many reasons.
This basically looks like a cantina bar for droids, and I love that idea.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Looks like you can even see like the separatist droids on the left.
Yeah, the little the battle
Roger droids.
Yeah, the Roger battle droid guys. Yeah. Now, few things. Okay, one is kind of a fun touch on. We saw that there had been progress in the galaxy in the first season of Mando, where they had the Mark Hamill bartender droid on Tatooine. Give him you can talk to him and show that, hey, we're allowing droids in the cantinas now, and this is kind of the fullest version of that. Where they've taken over the places. This place, like, droids are welcome here. Come, maybe droids only. Who knows? But yes,
I get the sense it is droids only. I really do.
Now,
it seemed like Mando was in there, so.
No, but it looks like the bartender is like pointing a gun at him, though, if I'm not mistaken.
So the third layer to this is the fact that Mando's had an arc with droids, where of course he was very anti-droid at the start of things, and now he's walking to an all-droid bar, probably being cordial at first, at least before things don't go in his favor, as I'm sure they will.
I mean, I'm just saying this shot looks like it's like the start of a bar fight.
Yeah.
Raheem's World asked an interesting question, as in, what if it was Mace Windu who saved Grogu?
That Well,
I would not be surprised if they went that route. I really wouldn't.
I mean, it's possible. I think they'd have.
Didn't Mace Windu? Well, unless Mace Windu survived getting thrown out the window.
Isn't it
Well,
canon that he survived at this point?
Well,
I think it's
No.
more like I think it's fan speculation.
Okay,
Okay,
I thought
so-
it was like, is it kind of like the Boba Fett thing?
I
okay.
honestly have no idea.
Where
Okay,
like that was kind of fan speculation too, that he would survive the Sarlacc pit. I don't know.
So the theory is that if we're going to bring back Mace Windu, it would be in Boba Fett season 2 because he has a sword. They have a score to settle.
Are they really? They're not really doing a Book of Boba Fett season 2, are they? Is that
Well,
actually in the works?
Well, I'm just saying when it came out, there was a lot of talk of season 2 and the fact that again, it seems like every show that Disney Plus keeps playing opposites, where it seems like every show that should get a season 2 is not. Every show that should not, it kind of is.
Kind of.
No, I'm not saying it's in every case because obviously Loki is unfinished business. That's coming back for a season 2. But anyway, the fact is some things are getting announced, other things aren't. So they haven't officially announced it, so I guess it's not on the table. But the fact is, if he were to show up, it would probably be there. But you're not wrong. If he did survive, we could see what he was. Because he died earlier in that movie. We would not see if he did come back at that time. He could have been doing other things, but I don't know if I buy that he'd be able to hightail it from basically surviving a near death to hey, I'm going to go all the way to Jedi Temple, try and warn him, and only to end up in another dire situation. But hey, it could happen. He could have. But I'm going to try to warn the Jedi before it's too late. And
Right. Yeah.
He saved Grogu. He saved Grogu and set him on his way. Yay, Sam Jackson.
Miguel Murillo or Murillo, I'm guessing it's Murillo has an opinion saying Mace Windu should remain dead for the sake of the saga.
Well, that's
That is
totally
another-
fair. I respect that.
Honestly, the reason Mace Windu is on the table right now, I think, is because, well, Sam Jackson's coming back to do a Nick Fury show. Secret Invasion's coming, I believe the same month. I forget if it's the same month as this or not. But
So it's literally a situation of like, hey, Sam, while we got ya.
I know it's not the last days of Ptolemy Gray, but you busy? You want to hang out for a while? You want to be de-aged again? You liked it on Captain Marvel. You can de-age.
Like I could literally picture that show and Mando being shot on the same exact set. All right. Anyways. So upcoming, here is my favorite shot in the trailer. Look at that. Look at that Godzilla 2014 style skydiving action.
Like, how do you make that better? Put him in the Mandalorians. Put him in Beskar.
Jack Ardley says Babu Frick saved Grogu.
Oh my god. Well, we'll get to the Babu Frick. We'll get there. We're about to get there. But yeah, I seriously, let's just watch that skydiving shot just one more time. Let's just bask in it. Yeah.
Let's play the Deadpool 2 music over and see what happens.
we finally get using their jetpacks. Sonia Pantoja's asking, I wonder if in the world of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith or Force Awakens, what would happen if they're in the middle of Order 66 are meeting Kylo Ren on planet Jakku?
Yeah, Jakku is actually a really fascinating planet to me. I love the idea of it basically just being sort of this graveyard of lost starfighters and starships and stuff like that. I really do like. I wish we got a little bit more of Jakku after The Force Awakens, to tell you the truth. Okay, and look who it is.
Yep.
Is it actually Babu Frick? Do we know?
I mean, they said Babu Frick would be in this, so it's probably.
Oh, okay, cool. It is Babu Frick.
So he's probably this is his species, I'm sure, on this planet. But I'm sure he's one. I think he's the one on the right, to be frank. But I think he's going to be there somewhere.
I just think Babu Frick is like the most ridiculous Star Wars guy. I honestly think he's legitimately like the Salacious B. Crumb of the Star Wars sequels.
Even better. He's the salacious crumb that does not scare C-3PO.
Oh, God.
It's my good friend.
Can you imagine Babu Frick eating C-3PO's eye out?
But that's the thing. It's the fact that Tony Daniels was terrified of salacious crumb. So the idea is like a friendlier version of that kind of assisted C-3 in the third movie of the Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, God.
It's kind of nice.
All right, and here we go.
There's
money shot. Okay, this is it is frustrating just how little this monster is actually on screen. I'm going to try and pause it, but it's tricky.
Hit like the period button to like go frame by frame.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Oh, thank you, Jacob. I learned something today.
Well, still, we kind of have some blur, so we'll never be able to get a good look at them. But
and hit the comma button to go back frames.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
Okay, can I give?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the pram. It looks really cool.
The what now? I'm sorry.
The pram, the little Baby O's little pram that he's in there.
Oh yeah, sure. Hold on. All right, we'll pause on that really quick. There we go.
Yeah, I got him a new pram each season, and this one, it looks like he can control it. I don't know if he's like using the force to control the thing, or it's just kind of hovering. He might be steering it. I don't know. It looks really nice. Even has a little light on it. Look at that little light. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue. So let's go there.
They see me rolling.
They see me rolling.
Yep.
I've always loved the pram visual of Mando, and I just love that we keep the pram around in some way, shape, or form still. It's back.
Oh, wow, I did it.
I think, if you look carefully before he landed in frame, if I'm seeing it right, he was going to his papa, and then, and then a little kind of interloper here jumped down.
What is this thing?
No idea. It was probably probably
any of the people in the comments know what this thing is.
A bounty hunter, could be just kind of a marauder of some kind.
My best guess is actually it's kind of or at least when I first saw it, I kind of got vibes of the Hoth snow monster.
Right? You get a little bit of
I got a little bit of that, yeah.
I mean, you kind of do see like some crystals in the background, so.
Yeah, maybe it's just the fact that he's in a cave. Maybe that probably is part of what's giving me Hoth vibes with this.
A little bit of the snow monster on Hoth.
All
right. This is the way.
Yeah.
Fuck off!
That looks like the same planet, see?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right.
This is the way.
And that's it.
Woo-hoo!
Which way do I go? This is the way. On your back.
Oh my god. No, that actually, like, they should seriously have in Galaxy's Edge, they should seriously have just signposts that just say, "This is the way."
And this is the way to the rise.
This is the way to Rise of the Resistance.
This is the way to the overpriced food.
This is the way to the $12 tiny cup of blue milk.
This is the way to unemployment.
Okay, I think we get the point.
This is the way to bankruptcy.
They need to add a Mandalorian ride.
Well, yeah.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do. That land just needs one more attraction. It would be so. Yeah. Anyways, this isn't a Galaxy's Edge podcast, but seriously, we have 66 people in the watching live.
God, they're gonna kill all the Jedi.
I know, right? Now it's down to 60, but
we peaked at like 92 or something.
Oh my god! Wow. Okay, so that, my whole thing of hey, let's do it hot off the presses as soon as it drops. I guess that paid off. So yeah, folks, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate. Usually on this channel we have maybe a few people watching if we're lucky. So I appreciate the viewership.
We didn't even get this many numbers for Quantumania.
I know. Well, yeah, I wasn't expecting to get
or even Guardians or Indie.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we should thank the folks who were brave enough to speak up during the.
Sure.
No, thank you. A. Marcellus, Raheem's World, Jack Ardley, Sonia Pantoja, Miguel Morillo, rather, and Brittany Hamilton for commenting.
And if you guys like our banter, we do podcasts, a lot of times, usually about 5 times a week on different nerd culture topics and so on and so forth. And of course, once Mando season 3 comes out, we will be doing episode by episode recaps. So if you like us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, baby. I need to actually teach myself to start doing that because like it actually works, as annoying as it is.
Yeah, let's do it a
Jack-
little smoother than that, but yeah.
I know, right?
Last word from Jack
Hit the
Ardley.
subscribe button, baby. That's so ridiculous.
Shout out my boy Babu Frick.
Yeah, Babu Frick.
Okay, but you see what Dragon just did there? You see him like checking me on my ridiculousness? That's the juicy content that you can get. That kind of banter, folks. All
I
right.
assure you, folks, we're not usually this gauche, but yes.
Next,
And
just gotta-
DCB discern. Oh, sorry, Jake, go on.
Can someone confirm exactly how many years after ROTJ rather, The Force Awakens is set?
Well, this Tiki,
Force Awakens, it's at least 30 years.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's 30
I'm not
years.
sure of an exact number.
I'm pretty sure it's. I think Jacob's right. I think it's 30 years. It's because again, it's like the. Yeah, I think they went for real time. I think it's 30 years.
Sounds about right.
Mando's like 6 years into that. Was Mando 5 years or 6 years? Every time I think 6 years, I think Better Call Saul. I think it's 5 years.
It's around like a couple of years after the fall of the Empire.
Right.
Like, while you guys do your shtick, I'm just over here just listening.
All right, well, I think that's about it. Thank y'all so much for watching, and see y'all later. This is the way.
This is the way.
This
To
is
the
the
end.
way.
To the end of the podcast.